Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer.
Hey, what's the difference between toilet paper and curtains?
I don't know.
So it was you!
Duh. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to take a look at my top 10 best production games of all time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my top 10 best produced, best production games of all time. Now, what I mean by this here is I'm looking specifically at games that just the game has got to be a good game, first of all. It's got to be a game I really enjoy. But then beyond that, it has got to be a game that the artwork, the components, everything about the game just is like top notch. And I got to tell you, this is one of the most difficult top 10 lists I can remember doing in a while because there are so many games that have such great components. And I love them all so much because they're so big and beautiful. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give you some honorable mentions. Of course, Twilight Imperium, great space opera game, big giant board, lots of minis, excellent production there. Cthulhu, Death May Die, another great game. This has got some great minis, it's got great cards and tiles and artworks, really sucks you into the Cthulhu mythos there. Cthulhu Wars, this is a war game set in kind of the Cthulhu post-apocalyptic Earth. Very fun, beautiful bigatures that I really, really enjoyed there. Marvel Zombies, of course, this is a riff on Zombicide with the Marvel heroes as zombies or you're fighting them. Uh, Great, great fun. I really enjoy that. And beautiful minis, beautiful tiles, great artwork. Really enjoy it. Clash of Cultures Monumental Edition. This is a wonderful civilization building game. It's got top-notch components top to bottom. It's big, it's beautiful. I love it. Forbidden Stars. This is the great Warhammer 40K game. Again, beautiful minis, beautiful productions. It's got that grim Warhammer, aesthetic to it that I really enjoy, and it's just everything about that game is absolutely beautiful. And finally, Star Trek Ascendancy. Again, I love this game of kind of civilization building in the Star Trek universe, and just great components, great ships. You've got these great player boards. Everything about it is wonderful. All right, now we're going to move on to my top 10 best production games. Number 10 is a game that just came out last year, and it was my favorite game of 2024. This is Burning Banners. Now, Burning Banners earns a spot on this list. It's a hex encounter war game, but it earns a spot on this list more than anything else because I freaking love the artwork. The artwork here is amazing. Both the artwork of the characters, but the artwork of the board itself. The board is a work of art. This is one you kind of want to mount. It looks like something you think of when you think of Tolkien. It's such a brilliant and beautiful map. It's done so well, and then the artwork on the counters and the player boards just all work to make Burning Banners a brilliant production. Maybe if there were minis or something, it would have been higher, but as it is, it's great. I love it. So that is Burning Banners, my number 10 from Compass Games. My number 9 happens to be my favorite game of all time. This is War Room. War Room from Nightingale Games. This is such a beautiful game. I love the tiles that represent infantry and tanks and artillery and ships and planes. And I know some people were very upset that this didn't have the minis like Axis and Allies. I much prefer these when playing this game. I wouldn't want to play it with minis. I really like it. It feels like, again, you're in the war room because, again, you got the staves and you can move stuff and pull stuff along with those, and that's also very, very fun. The board you've got a great mat that is a map of the world from the top down. You've also got kind of the pegs to track your resources and stuff. You got multicolored dice. You've got combat boards and your like national morale boards and stuff like that. Combat casualty boards and stuff. I love just about everything with this game. Absolutely brilliant production. You got the little things you put the dice in to roll around. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that is War Room. That is from Nightingale Games. That is my number 9. My number 8 is a game that I just played recently. I just reviewed recently. This is Hoplomachus Victorum. Hoplomachus Victorum is a solitaire game it's a campaign solitaire game of arena fighting. You're a hero and you travel to different continents. You fight different local heroes and Primuses, and then a Scion, who's the big baddie. And it's great because you have these arena battles, but every arena you go to in the different continents is different. There's different rules. Really a lot of fun. A beautiful game. You've got the chips that are essentially your um, units, but they're also the poker chips are also your health beneath them. And then you've got chips for tactics and banes that can plague you, and all sorts of things. You've got a great, beautiful kind of stadium seating at the front of the board that you interact with, and cards that are in it. It's great. This is such a beautiful, beautiful game. The artwork is spectacular here. Everything about this game, the production is just stellar. That's Hoplomachus Victorum, and that is from Chip Theory Games. My number 7 is a game that the first time I played it, I was just so on, and then I came to love it. And this is Nemesis from Awaken Realms. Nemesis from Awaken Realms is just a great game. Essentially, it's Aliens without the IP, but you are fighting these aliens and trying to sneak around these aliens, and you've got beautiful alien minis. The board itself is this cool science fiction, kind of claustrophobic pathways and different rooms, and then the different tiles represent the different locations. But you've got really good kind of player aid card stocks there. Mountains of different card decks you draw from. I actually got the acrylic pack, which upgrades the cardboard, which is awesome. So that's pretty cool, but that is an additional part of it there. But even the base game without any extras is just beautiful and fun and well done. I love Nemesis. It's a great game, and it's a really great production. So that is number 7, Nemesis. That is from Awaken Realms. My number 6 is, again, a game I absolutely love, and it's based on a great IP. This is Star Wars Rebellion from Fantasy Flight. Star Wars Rebellion is this great game. One of you is the Empire, one of you is the Rebellion. It's an asymmetrical game. You're trying to hunt down the Rebellion if you're the Empire. You're trying to elude the Empire if you're the Rebellion. And it's so good. And I could go into gameplay all I wanted to. But the board is great. I think it's got 32 worlds on it. You've got wonderful minis representing Star Destroyers and Calamari Cruisers and AT-ATs and Stormtroopers and all sorts of vehicles and troops from the Star Wars universe. Again, artwork here is outstanding. Just everything about this game is first rate. Now, I do, from a gameplay point of view, I do recommend getting the expansion. It cleans up combat, but just even the base game on a production level by itself is amazing. So that is Star Wars Rebellion. That is my number 6. That is from Fantasy Flight Games. My number 5 is another big epic space game. This one is Eclipse: Second Dawn for the Galaxy. Now, I like it's often compared to Twilight Imperium. I think for me, Twilight Imperium is the better game, but from a production standpoint, I got to give it to Eclipse. Eclipse, especially this latest edition with all of the minis that it came with, and the big thing, the big like central computer thing in the center of the board is great. It's a great tile game, tile laying game. And two, where I went all in on the Kickstarter, and I got a lot of the great extras and stuff like that. It's just beautiful. I love the resource tracker with the cubes where you place them in your, like player board thing, but then you can actually place them on the board, and how you place them, that reveals your growing economy on the board is just great. But like I say, this is a beautiful game to look at. Great artwork, great minis. Love the tiles here. It is wonderful. I love Eclipse Second Dawn for the Galaxy, and that is why it is my number 5 from Lilliput. My number 4 is another solitaire campaign game. So there's only 4 kind of missions in the campaign. And I remember I played this and knocked this out in a weekend. I think over 2 or 3 days. I set it up and I just played through it all. It's great. This is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Of course, it's based on the comic book Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. But here you are, the Batman, and in these 4 sections, you're fighting increasingly powerful villains: Two-Face, the Joker, and then ultimately Superman is who you're battling. But again, this is a game that has. I've got the deluxe edition. You can buy kind of a smaller edition that doesn't have all the bells and whistles. But the deluxe edition, you've got minis for all the stuff. Again, the artwork is just amazing. You've got, what I like is the game board itself is a dry erase board, and you're like creating pathways in this on this dry erase board, and that is so cool. And you're writing down kind of different information on the other side of the board. It's just so fun and so well done. And I love Batman, and I love the way this game looks and plays. It's amazing. So that is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. My number 4. That is from Cryptozoic. My number 3 was a board game that came out 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. I want to say in 2013, I think. Yeah, so 12 years ago. And it was a great game. It was a great production. I loved it. But here last year, they came out with the anniversary edition that just blows me away. This is Firefly the Game, the 10th anniversary edition. This game is so beautiful. The minis are great. The mat is great. The mat has all of the expansion areas on it that you would have to add to if you had all the expansions. You've got the big money. Some people are not big fans of it, but I like the big money. Mountains of cards, right? And you've got screen caps. A lot of people don't like screen caps. I'm fine with screen caps, especially if it's such an iconic show like Firefly. I love it. And you just get so much in this box, and there's so many places that you can go to, and cards you can buy, and interactions you can have, and other little great goodies throughout the board and in this box. One of, I think, the coolest game boxes I have. It's massive, and it's got so many goodies in it. I absolutely love it. So that is Firefly, the Firefly the Game 10th anniversary edition. That is from Gale Force 9. All right, we're coming down to my 2 favorites here. My number 2, which could have easily been number 1, but this is another game that came out, I think, just last year. I think it was my number 2 game of 2024, and this is Dune: War for Arrakis from Come On. Dune: War for Arrakis is a brilliant game. It's based on the War of the Ring game system. But you've got this beautiful map of Arrakis. You've got great artwork on the cards. You have wonderful minis. You've got the ornithopters. You've got the carryalls. You've got the harvesters. And then, of course, you've got the troops, the Sardaukar, the Fedayeen. It's just great. And then, of course, the different leaders you've got. And then you've got, of course, custom die, because you roll the die to activate these different spots on your board, and it's just great. The game is so much fun, and it's so immersive. I've won it as both the Harkonnen and the Atreides, and I think the Harkonnen have a little bit of an edge, but I've seen the Atreides win plenty of times in this too. It is such a fun game. I'm thinking about it now. I want to play it right now because it is so cool. Just aesthetically, it takes your breath away seeing Dune right in front of you there. And everything about it screams first-rate production. I did not get the original crowdfunding version of it. I got a review copy, and I liked it so much, and I want to soup it up, that when they had the recent GameFound version of it, I went all in on that because I want everything in this game. It's that good, and the production is so good. That is my number 2. That is Dune: War for Arrakis from Come On. Now, my number 1 best production game of all time. This was a game that I saw a box in a store, and it didn't have anything on the back of it. I didn't know much about it. I looked it up on Board Game Geek at the time. There wasn't a whole lot on there, but I was so intrigued by the box cover art that I reached out to Renegade Game Studios and I asked for a review copy. They sent me one, and this is My Father's Work. My Father's Work, the game, there was only one edition of it, and yet it feels like it's a Kickstarter campaign deluxe edition, and every edition is this way. But My Father's Work is a brilliant game of it's a worker placement game. You're different kind of mad scientist families in the 19th century in Europe, and over the course of these generations, the game board evolves. You got like a flip book that's kind of the game board where you're going to place your units. But you've got these really cool player boards where you can also place units to do things. You got these journal things where you can kind of keep a journal with these markers there that are kind of standing. They stand in the thing. They're wooden. They stand in there. And then you've got the components. Of course, if you're a mad scientist, you need cadavers and other potions and other things like that. And they're so beautiful. These things are, all of the different little things you get and collect are so beautiful. And this is also an app-driven game, and you have like 3 different boxes that have all sorts of different goodies in there. Again, artwork is phenomenal throughout this game. It is such a beautiful production. I think it's probably, it is. It's the most beautiful game I own. That's why it's number 1. It is the most beautiful game I own when I see it out there and play with it. I love My Father's Work. I don't know if it's out of print. I hope not, because I hope more people get it. It is such a good game. I'd like to see them develop more content for it. I don't know if they are ever going to, but I loved My Father's Work. So that is my number 1, My Father's Work from Renegade Game Studios. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. What do you think? Do you think these games are awesome productions? Do you not think they're awesome productions? What games do you think are some of the best productions that you have that hit your table regularly? I would love to know. Well, leave us a comment here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Board Game Geek, on Twitter. We'd love to hear back from you. Please, please, please like and subscribe on this video to our channel. Please give us a thumb on Board Game Geek as well. We really appreciate it. If you like what we do here, please check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, military history, books on history, fun things like that. I really appreciate that as well. And then also, too, if you really like what we do on this channel, please click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. You know, I recently saw an obstetrician delivering pizza. What a terrible name for a baby.
Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band. God knows that I love to fight, but I don't ever win. It's a fine line to damnation, but God let me in.
Gold token to the intruder bag.
Nice.